Moms and those who take care of children, and especially take care of boys, sometimes struggle to find constructive things that they can do while indoors. And it's a real challenge when you have 13 sons. But Kathy rose to the occasion. I have to tip my hat to her. She was actually able to get our sons interested in crafts. I'm going to show you some great footage here in a few seconds. It was filmed during a heat wave here in the Midwest. This footage was shot maybe a few years after the TLC documentary that we did. It shows our youngest two, David and Peter. David is the youngest. This took place right before Peter turned 10. During this episode, we revealed a family tradition, a family birthday tradition that we had never before shown in public. So stick around at the very end.
Well, it's summer here, and it's really warm outside. We must be in the 90s to 100. It's really warm. And of course, the kids can't play outside too long without melting. Of course, we get out our little bitty swimming pool, and they play in that once in a while. But when they're inside for so long, I don't want them just watching television all the time. So I try to get them going on some kind of craft. And you got to keep your kids busy in the summertime when they're off school and summer they have all these hours and hours to do things. I find, hey, why not teach them a new skill, a new craft? Right now, Caleb and Peter both are working on some knitting jennies.
Well, today I'm going to be making a scarf with white yarn. I'm making it the same way as I made this green scarf.
Well, back when I was around 9 years old, I got my first knitting jenny. I'm not sure, I assume my mom bought it for me. But it's a way of being able to knit without using knitting needles. It's just a piece of plastic with little pegs sticking up, and you just are feeding the yarn through and flipping over the lower row. And then you put another row on, and you flip over the lower row, and it ends up being a knitted stitch.
After I made that green scarf, I made this really soft blue scarf. And Caleb made this hat.
They've got a dream of having their own business, and somehow money's going to just pour in.
I was thinking of maybe selling these scarves, and but if I don't sell them, I might just give them out to people, like maybe one of our cousins. Too bad it has to be pink. It would be different if it was blue, but this time it's just pink.
As Paul was little, John, all the older guys, I taught them these same crafts, and I know that they perhaps seem more like feminine crafts.
I'm excited about the scarf business, and if anybody ever had a fear that that was going to feminize them or anything like this and make them not be like all American boys, hey, just looking at Caleb, he's sort of built like a refrigerator with a head, as the old song goes. But I mean, he's going to be a great home run hitter, and he's just very happily doing these things. And if somebody like Caleb could like it, you know it's not a feminine thing.
You know, with little kids, they need to be able to coordinate their hands and their eyes. They need to be able to write their ABCs, and they need to get certain skills. They need to get certain coordination, and however you can accomplish that and it be a healthy activity, it sounds like a good idea to me.
I'm trying to make a pot holder. And you start out like this.
Yeah, David wants to make a pot holder. He found one here that I think this was one Caleb or Peter had tried to do years back, and they were insisted on doing the edging themselves, and they had a little bit of trouble. And then I think they got so frustrated they just let it be. David just showed me this beautiful pot holder he's about to make, and these are very hard to make, especially when you're 7 years old. It's a way of weaving. But he wasn't actually weaving anything back and forth. He was just placing the pieces on top of each other. And of course, the fact looks kind of the same to him, but when it comes down to it, won't hold together once you do the edges together. It won't be what he's after. So I'm just going to show him how to do it. First, he has to get one whole layer on. And he wants to have white be this side and yellow to be the other direction. And I'm not allowed to help. He's doing this all by himself.
Yep.
Do you want me to show you the shortcut? You put it on the hook.
Yeah.
And then you hold it on your hole or on your peg. Now watch. You're going to see the difference in a minute. Watch what happens. Of course, I put it on here. Okay, then you squish it together. See how it's going to every other one?
Yeah.
As you can see with David, he's very proud that he's doing it himself. And if I do one of the rows and give him an example, he wants to undo it and do it himself because he wants to say he did it. And I'm glad he's got pride in his workmanship. So, but anyway, when he gets it done, then I'll do the edges, and I'll try and teach him how. And if he has trouble with it, I'll try to back him up and have it turn out to be something, not something like this.
Lately, Peter has been making a computer game called Dodge the Bullets.
The idea of someone who only weighs about 62 pounds making his own video game is amazing to me. Caleb and Peter have been using their spare time to make scarves for people. And today we're over at my dad's taking care of him. He's not in the best of health, and they actually had their entire collection sold out today. And so these guys are pretty excited and very inspired to keep working.
Altogether, it's going to be, I think, we've clinched at least $101.
We barely got to my dad's, and one of the nurses bought a replica of this scarf that he's making. Of course, it's quite a bit longer. It is a very beautiful yarn. And so they're learning free enterprise.
Yeah, I'm glad to see them being entrepreneurs. In fact, if this keeps growing, if the scarf, business continues to flourish, they might have to open up another wing and hire more workers. Maybe I'll go to work for them.
So Mark, if you're needing money, you might be able to hit these guys for a loan. The interest rate's not really bad. I mean, and the loan shark involved.
No, I should go into business for myself.
I know, I was thinking we could all retire and just let them provide for us. What do you think?
Yeah, now, do we have any blue ones?
Yeah. What color is that?
No blue,
No, I'm afraid we don't.
That's sweet pink, huh?
Yeah.
One of my cousins said, isn't that kind of girly? And I said, no, it's just business.
It seems to me you guys are secure enough in your manhood to handle a little bit of yarn.
Can you get ones that are blue?
If I find blue ones, I promise
Or
I'll
green,
do all I can to get them green, some manly kind of color. I'll
Just
see what I
not
can do.
pink or purple.
Listen, hey, it's good business.
Yeah, but it's
good
pink.
business.
Okay, now I'm finished with my part. Mom's going to teach me the other part. The next part.
David would like to do this part by himself, and he's done a very good job on the whole pot holder, and he did do everything. But this part gets very difficult even for mommies.
If you mess it up, you'll have to do the whole thing over.
No, if I mess it up, I'll take it apart, and you have to do the whole thing over. Right?
Will you make it?
I don't know. What do you think? Now we're safe. There. Okay. Now what do we have?
A pot holder.
We have a pot holder that's misshapen. We're gonna make the shape look pretty.
There. Now when I make chicken ramen noodle soup, I could use this.
You could.
Thanks.
You're welcome. With how warm it is outside, the kids have been playing on our website more too. The boys have made quite a few games on the website that the kids will play. In fact, right now, Jude's in the process of helping Peter put together a game that he calls Dodge the Bullets.
The object of the game is simply to drive from one end of the level to the other end without blowing up.
This is a bullet shooter, and this is a zapper.
The idea of someone who only weighs about 62 pounds making his own video game is amazing to me. He's getting some help from Jude, some technical advice, but really he's doing most of the work himself, and he's coming up with the ideas of the levels. I think he has 8 or 9 levels already. It's amazing.
Okay, I have 3 points left, 3 hit points. Oh, you want to show me if you can do any better? See if you can do any better? Uh-oh. 3, okay, so you don't get hit by the zapper. Oh, he made it. So he just beat level 1, and it unlocked level 2. And Peter designed each and every level. He thought of it all by himself, and there are some pretty creative ideas in there.
I think this level 5, is my favorite level.
Okay.
They're boosters, and you have to boost past the 10 zappers while they're all spreading apart, and you have to time it just right. And if you hit them once on this level, you explode.
It's great. It's giving him a way of having an idea and implementing it. He's learned how to do it, how to get from point A to point B. And again, this is practical learning. He's using his brain all during the summer. It isn't just laying waste. And I'm real proud of him. I think it's going to be a fun game too. I tried one of the levels, and I could see how it could be addictive after a while. I'd be curious to see how it all turns out.
It's Peter's birthday tomorrow. Peter is just minutes away from performing the day before his birthday song. It has to be an original song, and it usually involves some dancing. For years, we would do the song, but with the condition that we couldn't record it. This is the first time where Peter is giving consent to show his production on TV.
Okay, don't give it away. Just see. You'll
Peter,
see.
Peter, can I view it?
No, you can't.
Almost ready? Okay.
Peter is just minutes away from performing the day before his birthday song. It's a tradition in our family. The day before your birthday, you have to sing the day before my birthday song. It has to be an original song, and it usually involves some dancing.
I'm really glad that when we designed the house, we made the master bedroom so large, because pretty much every night we'll gather in there just for a little time to connect with each other or for a prayer time. And then also on days like this, it becomes a stage for the birthday performance.
Now, normally these are kept secret. I happen to know that Turkey is going to do something involving Humpty Dumpty. I may help him in a minute, but I don't want the word to get out because everyone's gathering around.
For years, we would do the song, but with the condition that we couldn't record it. Then finally, we gave in and said, okay, we could record it, but we can't show it on TV. And then this is the first time where Peter is giving consent to show his production on TV. Back on John's last birthday, he consented to have everything shown but the actual performance.
I don't know. I think I'm okay with us recording it for our sake, but I don't know if this one's ready for prime time yet.
Okay, well, we can be the judge of that. If it's good enough, maybe we can do an encore.
Yeah, if it's good enough, it might be worth something someday, but we'll see.
In fact, Mom and Dad were out of town in Williamsburg, and they watched my video cast, and it showed their reaction. But we didn't show the performance.
It's a pretty full house here. We have a couple of cameras covering the event. We have a live broadcast, so the pressure's really on. Without further ado, are you ready, Mom?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. It's a really neat tradition. No one's exempt. Everyone from Pollard on down has to perform it if you want to get presents the next day.
This is a first. Peter is about to do his birthday song for everyone.
Nobody knows exactly what Peter's going to do for this dance, and I've been recruited by Peter. Peter was nice enough to ask me, and he's including me in this. My job is to introduce Peter with Benji the penguin.
Hey-yo. You know, it's funny, but I sometimes get stage fright. And it's just Mom and Dad's bedroom, but I just get stage fright because, you know, you do have 15 people looking at you, and you're about to make a fool of yourself.
We're ready.
We've been recording these for 3 years now, so we probably have a good 30 of them on tape, but this is the first time any will actually be shown on the air.
It's a penguin.
Hi, Benji.
There you go. Well, tomorrow's Daddy's birthday, and I hope he doesn't eat too much candy and get chubby like I am.
Tomorrow I'll be 10. I'll be getting bigger, but I hope I don't get as big as this.
Okay, now you guys sing a song? Watch the day for our birthday song.
It's the day before my I was dressed as a Humpty and dressed as Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty? Okay. Little Humpty Dumpty costume that Mom made, and he's trying to remove. Probably one of the best costumes we've had.
Now Peter can officially have his birthday, now that the day before the birthday dance is officially finished. Now, I didn't know anything about what his song was going to be. I assumed he had a song, but in this case, apparently, his the planning only went as far as him putting on the costume and dancing around and then falling on the ground. So, but you know, he's only just now turning 10, so maybe next year we can expect more of a dance and song routine to go with the costume. But I think Benji the penguin did a good job too. By the way, it's Benji's birthday tomorrow too. He'll be 1 year old. And Benji he had the same rules apply to him since he's a member of the family. This is his first birthday tomorrow.
So Peter and him share a birthday. So they take that pretty seriously with the Penguins too.
It was kind of hard for me to think of a song, so I just kind of danced around and fell down and rolled over.
Benji and Peter are both sharing a birthday today. It's Benji's first and Peter's 10th. So very special day for both Penguin and for Peter.
We're not going to be eating the cake.
We need to make it look new.
Okay.
Should I lick it off?
You can wipe it off with your
Don't do sweat in my face.
Dad, I'm licking off my teeth.
Dad, it's Benji's birthday. Benji and Peter are both sharing a birthday today. It's Benji's first and Peter's 10th. So very special day for both Penguin and for Peter.
Peter is the second youngest in the family, or I guess the 13th oldest. But when he was first born, we started calling him PJ, thinking maybe that would be his nickname. But as it turned out, we stuck to Peter instead of PJ for Peter John. And actually, Turkey developed.
For some reason, Peter would call us turkey goats. And I think maybe we just called him Turkey because he was the source of the turkey goat nicknames. So I guess that's where it came from. I'm not positive.
That makes sense. I don't remember for sure, but that seems about right.
Yeah, so that must be it.
Peter seems to take after me in some ways. In fact, he shares a name, Peter John. It's funny because David Paul reminds us of Paul. And you have the oldest two and the youngest two, so it's almost like we got some repeats after having so many.
It's great. David and Peter are together because they're like, in a way, like winter and summer. They balance each other out in their personalities. And Peter, in a sense, and he's older too, but even if they were the same age, I think this would be true. He often almost says, no, that wouldn't be prudent to David, you know. And David kind of gets Peter in the other direction saying, Peter, that would be fun, you know. And so they dive in together and they balance out, you know.
They have the funniest arguments sometimes where David will say something incorrectly or do something, and then Peter will be kind of following him around saying, no, David, see it, it's like this, David. And then David is on to something else, some other interest. And they're just really good, but it's been neat. They're great playmates. They're about the same size. Peter's a little taller, but they have a lot of fun together. They like roughhousing, so I think they kind of help balance each other out.
It's nothing uncommon to see him sprinting down a hallway or through my office. Sometimes the door to my office room will open and I'll hear him giggling and looking kind of like nervous and panting and happy, and then kind of run around the furniture in my office, and then David comes in, rah, and then Peter exits and David exits. So he's very good-natured and very physical in his own way, you know. He's a well-balanced kid.
It's good. The good thing about the family is everybody gets rounded out. The guys on the other side kind of help pull you towards the center. And you know, having so many different personalities, it really teaches everyone how to get along with all kinds. And I think it's good training for getting along with other people in the world. You're not really shocked when you find the different personality types out there in the world too.
Hey, yeah, that's a good idea.
I'll take pictures.
Anytime someone has a birthday, Mom and Dad will take them out for a birthday meal.
Would you guys, we're thinking of widening the birthday celebration to summer, spring birthdays. Would you guys like to come?
Oh,
Jacob's coming.
Dad surprised me by inviting me to join Peter and a few of the other nearby birthdays for the birthday meal. So I'm happy.
Around here, you know, being by yourself is having 4 people with you. You know, that's solitude here. So we're going to have the immediately adjacent birthdays honored today. Now he'll still be at the head of the table. He'll still be the big shot.
Benji!
All right.
Benji, get your hat.
Okay, get to work.
Okay. It's a watch. It's a watch. What? Goggles. Oh, those are rocket boots. Rocket boots.
Is that the last one? Oh, okay.
Yeah, congratulations, Turkey. Can you describe Peter in one word?
Intelligent.
I'd say sharp, helpful. Turkey.
Small. Silly.
I'd say happy.
Left-handed.
Humble.
Orderly.
I would have to say bouncy. Squeaky.
Meticulous.
Peter might be kind of silly.
Consistent.
Turkey.
Peter had the choice of going out to eat with Mom and Dad alone, but instead he decided to include a few of his brothers in on it. And I just thought that was a really nice, generous thing of him to do. He's always been a real good kid. He has a real generous heart. And I think it just made the birthday that much more fun for him and for everyone.